Hello, world. Welcome, 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 or welcome back. I'm Goddess Dawn. Woo! It's Sunday. It's still Sunday in LA, November 15, 2020. And I'm live with Miss Kim, my warrior mod and sis. Yeah.
Yay!
Just having a little conversation. Miss Della's here. Hey, Miss Della. Yeah.
Hey, Miss Della.
You got that notification about what, an hour ago? We just kind of did this impromptu. We've been talking about these topics all this past week and randomly just decided to go live a little while ago. So we're going to give it a minute and, let's see if anybody else decides to join. I just threw this up on Twitter and on my Instagram story. I just need to grab my water. I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah.
Happy Sunday evening to everybody. And welcome for whoever's joining. Like, share, and subscribe, please. Greatly appreciate you joining us tonight. And we're going to make it do what it do, y'all. And also love and positivity tonight for all of us in this chat. So
Let them know, Kim.
You got me and my mother warrior, Goddess Dawn, and everybody should get their shot of love in the morning. She's awesome. And we have quite a few people already. So hope everybody had a great day today. It's still early out here in Vegas. It's 10:23 for me and Goddess Dawn, y'all. So
I'm back. So we got quite a few things we've been talking about. There's a lot going on, as always. So
yep.
Let me just put on my glasses. I can't see a thing tonight. All right.
I'm with you, sis.
So yeah, we've been talking about, like I said, we've been talking about these topics that are listed up here. SpongeBob, what's happening?
Hey, SpongeBob.
We've been talking about these topics all week and randomly just decided to go live. So, I don't expect a lot of folks. And I know it's late for a lot of y'all, or maybe even early in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope everyone is doing well, staying COVID free. Yeah, I just got over a cold myself, but I'm actually better than ever, even though I might not sound like it. I feel really good, and I'm so happy I got over it in a couple days because I was low. There were some moments where I had some concern. I ain't gonna lie. There were a couple moments at night, mostly when things got ugly at night.
Yeah, your body get a chance to settle. You feel everything.
Mm-hmm. But I've recovered. I'm feeling tip top. And how you doing, Kim? You looking nice and beautiful as always.
Oh, thank you. I did a rush job. I feel like I just threw myself together and like
Well, you see, I'm not
but
showing my face, so
yeah,
that means I didn't have time to do it or didn't feel like it. Even
yeah.
even with the braids, honestly, it's not a big deal, but I'm not ready. You get me when you get me. Sometimes it'll be more often. I'm pretty sure by
Yeah.
2021, it's a whole new game, baby.
Oh, exactly. It definitely is. I know it is for me too. So, but I had a
Okay.
good day today. I've been smiling and laughing all day. So, shout out to a good day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's just see. Well, it looks like just Miss Della and SpongeBob in the chat. We got a couple of people in the bushes, and I'm sure a ton of people will be in the replay at a later date. So shout out to everybody. Like, subscribe, comment if you're in the replay. Let me know you stop by, and you know what else? Share too. You can share
Yeah.
this. It's all good.
Yep. It's all good.
So yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about how Trump and his conceding on Twitter and then turn around and not conceding, because I think he heard everybody talking about, oh, he finally conceded because he said he won, even though it was followed by all kinds of accusations of fraud and hoaxes and all this stuff. He said he won. So they took that and ran with it. But I just looked recently and saw he did a new tweet. So I'm gonna pull it up actually. Yeah, let's just pull up Twitter right on up.
Twitter is his to go place
I know.
for everything. He probably be tweeting his wife, Milan, I need my oatmeal. Oh.
So yeah, about an hour ago, it says he just tweeted, "I won the election," straight up. Prior to that, I'm gonna find the one he had tweeted that the media ran with it, like, "Oh, he finally conceded." I don't think that's what he meant when he posted this. Oh, and look at this rally or whatever this is, this protest that took place. Hold on, let me see.
He is something else.
And he retweeted all this stuff. Why he tweeted this? Watch, DC cops direct Trump supporters into gauntlet of protesters. Do nothing when they're assaulted. Oh, this is from Breitbart, of course. Can't expect anything less than, support for Donald Trump from him. Okay.
That's crazy. He needs to let it go. Get over it.
Oh, yeah. There was a launch, SpaceX, which is an independent space company from NASA. They actually had a liftoff. They had a launch today. They sent some astronauts to the NASA space station. And even it's in space. So, I mean, technically, and plus they're still doing, this is new. This is still new territory for this company, even though they've been around for a few years. It's kind of a big deal. A lot of space stuff going on. Yeah. I see he's tweeting about it here. Okay, let me find this. Got distracted. All right. He must have deleted that. I bet you he deleted it. Yeah, because I don't see it. But basically, he's just going on and on. He can't take it. I do want to see this video of these people because it says, I'm trying to see.
Yep. The audio breaking up a little bit, sis.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Ask the chat because I can't see the chat. Is it echoing like
music
or breaking up for them? It might just be my phone.
Nobody's saying nothing. We only got our two folks. Ms. Della said he's been humiliated and defeated. Hopefully Twitter pulls his account. Yeah, they've been saying how I can't stand this music they playing. They making it all sympathetic. This is not the proper music for this. No. Okay. No. Nice try. I need to go to another news outlet and they show the real craziness that was going on downtown DC specifically. I know that's nowhere I would want to be, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to be. All right. Well, yeah. So, yeah, he's just like full of shit, basically. Oh, lost you. Okay.
I'm back. I don't know what happened. It cut me out.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
anyway,
But I heard you. I can hear you.
oh, okay. Yeah, you were in the back room. So yeah, he's still accusing the Dems of voter fraud. There is talk of him buying a network, or I don't know if it's him or his Proud Boys, those guys who support him, who I think are pretty much take KKK.
Yeah, they are. I believe it.
Yeah, they're basically trying. There's talks of them trying to buy a network to compete with Fox, because since Fox has called Biden the winner of the race, they are now against Fox.
Oh.
So now they want to do their own thing. And what I'm also hearing is he's trying to keep his base warm and grow them between now and 4 years so he can run again in 2024.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, another run for office. The Toxic 4, welcome. It's been a minute. What's going on, fam? It's good to see you.
So yeah, he's gonna be around in 4 years, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. He seemed like he barely weathered this storm.
Yeah, barely.
But you know what? Good riddance. I'm pretty confident he's gonna be out of here. So I'm not
we'll
worried
have you for president in 4 years.
Huh?
I said we're gonna have you for president in 4 years.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what to say. That's a compliment, but I don't know. I think I would have too much integrity for that role. I think you can't. We love Obama, I know, but I'm saying you gotta keep a lot of secrets. I would come on YouTube like, y'all, you are not gonna believe what I just read in this file.
Right. I'll be like, hey, y'all.
I'm pulling out my cards. Right. I'm pulling out my cards at a press conference. Telling somebody, whose mom just passed, someone's mom is here.
Yeah.
Her name is this and that. Like I could just, all of that. Miss Della said 16 cases filed and 16 cases dismissed. Oh, so all of his cases that he filed for fraud were dismissed. I'm hoping that's the case. I was hoping this wouldn't drag out too long.
Yeah, I hope so. His time is up. He need to get over it. He need to let it go.
You ain't said nothing but the truth. We'll just let him say goodbye.
God, look at him. He done airbrushed his face, got his little MAGA hat.
Yeah, I don't know why they made him look so airbrushed.
He Cheeto face.
He probably really looked a hot mess for him to have to do this. Is this even a real photo? This looks like some Photoshop.
Yeah, because he looked like they got a little face, airbrush, and a big body, like a little bit.
There was a video, actually. Yeah, you're right. I had played this. I did a video on this, and there was actual video. So, but yeah, bye. Bye. We done.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's move on to Buku Abi, who is R. Kelly's daughter. I know. Yeah. So sad.
That baby.
I gotta follow up because we talked about her. She gave me a Leah vibe right here.
You know what? I thought it was just me because it is a picture. Aaliyah is kind of dressed. It's not like the same attire, but the lipstick, the hairstyle, and the sunglasses, the whole image. She really does. Yeah.
I'm thinking this might be by design, but
yeah,
I like the look. It's better than what I had saw on what is that? Growing Up Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Oh, a lot.
I don't like to criticize people like that, but I didn't like them looks I was seeing on that show, especially the hair.
And oh Lord have mercy. I'm with you on that. I didn't like that either.
I would love to see her natural, like him, or some braids, or some, some goddess, some, like just I see her with a more natural look, just with her whole thing that her whole vibe she comes with. This
Yeah.
don't go with it. This does not right. This says Andrea Kelly to me. Not this,
Oh
but
yeah,
how she
her
was
little mini me.
before.
Yeah, Dre got her as a mini me.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
opinion. Yeah.
Hopefully she'll grow out of that and grow into her own. And
Yeah.
so we covered this. Basically, I didn't at the time when we talked about this, I think it was the last time we went live, or maybe the time before, but we were talking about the fact that she was rushed to the hospital. Her mom and I think an aunt were in the lobby making a scene because it's COVID and you can't go with people for the most part in the hospital, right? So
Yeah.
there was a lot of dramatics around it. We at the time didn't know what it was, but she herself has come out and said she miscarried, right? She wrote a whole thing, which I really don't want to read.
Okay. I'm sorry, excuse me, y'all. That was my cousin.
Okay.
Oh,
Good. Feel free, you can always put your photo up there and handle whatever.
Okay. But yeah, she looks so pretty right there. Like, yeah.
So did you read the confession?
No, I didn't go check it out. I just seen where people were like captions and headlines saying that she came, I think, on Instagram and said that she had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
And I was just like instantly prayers just was with her,
So I'll just take this from the usdailyreport.com.
Okay.
And let's see. I don't necessarily know if I want to read her. It's pretty long and it's sad. But in order to be consistent with my channel, I want to make sure I close the loops on things. So, like I said, when we talked about this initially, when was this? Like a couple weeks ago, wasn't it? Or
because we didn't hear an update for a while because they didn't reveal why she was in there, which is understandable,
It's quite illegal to put someone's medical information out there.
Yeah,
she came with herself. So this article, R. Kelly's daughter, Buku Abi, shares heartbreaking story about devastating loss. R. Kelly's daughter, Buku Abi, born Joanne Kelly, is sharing a very sad and deep story about loss that has a lot of people thinking. The 22-year-old artist who had to deal with her famous estranged father's public fall from grace is now facing another challenge in her personal life. And it just says she went to Instagram on Wednesday to reveal that she recently lost a child, a boy, after a miscarriage. So that says she must have been at least 4 months, unless she found out after. I guess she could have found out after too. But she might have been in her second trimester.
About 15, 14 weeks. Yeah.
The horrific incident took place in October, and the Chicago native is feeling a lot of sorrow as she tries to move forward with her life. And I'll read some of it. It says she wrote, "I started making this post at 2:22 p.m. My palms are sweating and I feel like I have to throw up. I'm also shaking. I've reread this like 20 times. Dear son, I am heartbroken you left me so early. If I'm being honest, I'm also angry. Many things have happened this year that I don't understand. But this one, I don't even want to believe, except move on from. But I will learn I met you when you were about 8 weeks, and you became the light of my life in a world that was so cold and dark and truthfully very frequently lonely so fast. It was just you and I. You opened me up and showed me love in ways I'll never forget, in ways I'll never be able to explain. You made me fall deep in love with myself, all because you and God chose me to be your mother." Wow. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's actually, I don't actually want mine reading it. It's not that bad.
Yeah. I don't want to cry.
I know. I'm trying to take it slow. I like when she said you made me fall deep in love with myself. I like that. She's very spiritually mature.
Yeah.
She's in tune.
She could be a writer.
I think she is. Well, poetry and music, but I think that's writing. This is kind of a poetic little thing, note here. But let me go on. It says, in honor, you gave me strength I didn't know I had. It was and will forever be all for you. It's been almost 2 months since you physically left. Huh. Well, when did they say she
Wow.
went to the hospital?
October?
Well, it's just November. She said it's almost been 2 months since you physically left. So was that the reason she went?
Right. Or was it something else and that contribute to it? I don't know, because I could have sworn she got rushed to the hospital in August or September, I mean, or however it go.
Wait, so she was rushed to the hospital in September. I thought it was just recently
We're
that it
going to
was.
cross-reference dates.
Okay, well, nonetheless, she says,
Yeah.
I met you when you were about 8 weeks. Oh, I'm sorry, I went all the way back. It's been almost 2 months since you physically left, and all the days have seemed to mesh into one. I want to take the time to acknowledge all the mothers that have experienced the loss of a child. I'm speaking directly to you when I say you are seen. I feel you and I love you. There's really no words to describe the pain I know. I'd never want anyone to understand this pain, and to the ones that do, somehow, some way, it'll be okay again. I am not okay. Deep down, there's an emptiness, and that's fine. Sometimes being okay is just too hard. But as long as you're here to see any other day, you're doing something. I met you August 1st, 2020, and I lost you October 1st, 2020. Well, she cleared that right up.
Okay. Wow.
I wanted to go with you. Oh gosh. These last 3 days have been particularly heavy. Today is 11/11/2020. I've started my period. Okay. My throat chakra is on fire. I knew she knows what she's talking about. And you, my beautiful being, are heavy on my spirit. My sweet baby, I love you so much. And if the least I could do through my pain is to help someone else, then so be it. Blessed be. 444. Wow. That's pretty deep.
Yeah. Oh God, that's
And
heartfelt.
she posted the sonogram. And what else did she post? They finished this article by saying friends and fans have reached out in the comments to shower aspirant talent with love and support, and the growing up Hip Hop Atlanta personality made sure to reply to some of them. The exchanges quickly became a form of therapy session because some of the people had gone through similar experiences. As Buku was dealing with this traumatic experience, her controversial dad was getting beat up in Chicago jail. So far, the justice system has refused to release the I Believe I Can Fly singer on bail, and the trial has faced some delays. Some are wondering if the stress of the situation did not affect Buku in a more serious way than previously thought. Despite the fact they do not have a close relationship, people on social media are praying for the young woman to find the inner strength necessary to overcome the current pain and sadness. Her close relationship with her mother, Andrea Kelly, might help through this. Ugh. It didn't sound like they had a close relationship based on what she said in this post. Sounds like well, I mean, I understand that though. Even though you have someone like your mom, you can still feel lonely and still feel like, what she's describing. So I won't take that away from her mother to say they're not close, but
Right.
I would say that, I myself have been through this, and you never forget it. I mean, it's something that stays with you.
Yeah. I had patients that went through that. We actually had, when I worked in OBGYN clinic, we had a few patients that miscarried on the exam table, and it was terrible. It was something. So
Yeah, I don't wish any woman wish that on, especially I'm not gonna get into it, but it wasn't pretty.
yeah.
But yeah, we definitely keeping her. She's being held up in prayer, and nobody wants anything but good for her. Like, she deserves, to have a good life and a family if that's what she wants, and
and more, happiness, peace of mind, and everything.
Mm-hmm. So we've also been talking about Miss Jaguar Wright.
Yes, Miss
Always.
Jag.
Always.
Queen warrior.
Yeah, this won't let me. There we go. So she's been going strong, like
Yeah.
for months now.
Yep. She been standing her ground. I
Well,
pray for her though. I pray for her strength and her sanity, and
yeah,
her
for
safety.
sure.
And her
She's
safety.
going after Clive Davis hard. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Very
hearing, and
hard.
that makes me. That's a concern for me because he's been in the business for so long. I was reading this article on him.
I'm
gonna pull it up. Actually, I have it up.
I don't know much about him, like.
I mean,
Besides, he's been around for what 100 years, but
100 plus.
Yeah.
He might have even owned slaves. Let's see. Where is that?
He owned slaves.
I'm just saying he's that old. I'm saying he actually
I'll
does.
get on Twitter, be like, this son of a bitch.
He kind of does though. With the label, with the contracts, how they do the artists. That also, he just transformed into a new type of slave owner.
Yep.
So I went okay. So we've been talking about Clive, and let me put you back up here. We've been talking about Clive and more so Diddy and that relationship, because we've been talking about Diddy and the fact that he's being looked at, hopefully investigated because of Kim Porter's death and the suspicions around that. Her friends haven't let go of it, and apparently they've hired a PI.
Yeah.
He had the nerve to approach them after she passed to sign NDAs.
Yeah. Ain't that something, that son of a bitch?
It's ridiculous.
Who does some sick shit like that? Like, how?
That's crazy.
A soulless, heartless person. Yep.
So that just had me looking into, I think Clive Davis started coming up even outside of, with Jaguar's accusations.
Yeah.
Of being behind some of the things going on YouTube through Alicia Keys and her husband, Swiss Beats.
Yep.
And what's my music?
I'm disappointed. Alicia Keys can sit down if that's true.
I wouldn't put it past any of them to do stuff like this. But I came across this article, and the date on the article it's a 1973 article that was posted. So this tells you how far back. Yeah, and he was in a scandal.
Scandal. Right there next to his name.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So the title, it's from Rolling Stone. Investigations, rumors mount in Columbia Dragola scandal. A look at high-level crime in the music business. And it's dated July 19th, 1973. So obviously it wasn't on the internet at that time, but it was an article like that, it's a real magazine. So here's him. Well, they don't show the whole picture. Why they just show his dog? 1970. And I'll just read some of this because it'll just give you an idea of who. You said you don't know who he is. Okay, let me tell you who he is. It says several federal agencies have leapt into the CBS versus Clive Davis affair. So even right here, it's saying CBS versus Clive Davis. So I think CBS Records is what they're referring to. With talk of payola by drugs, or drugola, as the New York Times has called it, still persistent, and more rumors and grand jury testimony leaks gushing out daily, easily swamping insistent industry denials of high-level crime in the record business. And I think Jaguar's accusation was that he was responsible for a death. Was it Phyllis Hyman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I think I read or heard also something about Janis Joplin, who was a 70s, I think she was 70s rock star. 60s, late 60s and 70s, but she died of an overdose too, I think. And they're saying they paid with drugs. I'm wondering if they mean the artist, but It says latest reports had investigations being conducted by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Newark, New Jersey, and its strike force against organized crime. The Justice Department. So it's saying investigations are being conducted by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Newark, New Jersey, and its strike force against organized crime, the Justice Department, the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, and the Internal Revenue Service. Sounds like somebody we know, huh?
Yeah.
RICO before they had RICO, because I don't think the RICO was in effect back then, back in the 70s, right?
Right.
It says Newark postal authorities also figured in the early stage of the scandal when a February 6th bust of a heroin ring, including a reputed mafia figure, led federal investigators to David Winshaw, then a vice president at Columbia Records. A CBS investigation of Winshaw led the firing and suing of President Clive Davis on charges of receiving and obtaining company funds for personal use. It says Davis remains secluded in his Manhattan apartment. He has reportedly met at least twice with federal investigators, but neither he nor his attorney, Vincent Broderick, could be reached for comment. Many business friends of Davis, along with industry observers, have charged CBS with making Davis a scapegoat. And what the company knew would be a major federal investigation of a possible industry scandal. Those friends, along with numerous Columbia artists, are known to have literally flooded Davis with calls, telegrams, and letters of sympathy. But so far, the former president, once and still potentially one of the most powerful figures in the record business, has only seen a few close friends. Now, this is interesting to me because they're saying, like, they're speaking as if his career could possibly be over. You know, he's getting sympathy. He, to this day, is a top music mogul.
Yeah.
Like, stronger than I don't know who. I mean, no, who is stronger? Who is bigger than a Clive Davis? Like, he's behind the scenes on a whole bunch of people. But this just speaks to the corruptness. Like, back in the 70s, he's a whole mob investigation led to the music label, which led then to him getting fired. He has something to do with something. And CBS, and CBS is probably dirty too, but you know.
Ain't no telling how he was in the rabbit hole.
Right. Let's see what else it says. The CBS complaint handed to Davis as he was fired on May 29th had called for a response within 20 days. That's a trip. They still have that rule. Well, when you lay off, like in 20 days, you get the paperwork. Here, you got 20 days to respond. At deadline, however, a deputy counsel at CBS told Rolling Stone that an extension had been worked out between Davis's lawyer and the CBS counsel, the firm of whatever. We don't need to know that. Well, I'll just say it because somebody might want it. It's Kravitz, Swain, and Moore, in case you want to do further research. But the law firm is conducting an in-house investigation at Columbia Records, working alongside a team of accountants, private detectives, poring over legal documents, financial papers, and expense vouchers, and interviewing employees. This is a huge situation. The company is reportedly prepared to file additional suits against Winshaw and Anthony Rubino, the accountant at Columbia in charge of budget control, who was fired after a CBS check of what they call false invoices connected to Winshaw and Davis. So he's a con man, basically.
Yep.
I'm curious to know how he got his start in the business. I'm gonna have to look into to him. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of information on him and books and such. He probably wrote one himself.
He gonna be on what's that show? American Greed or whatever, like Collar Crime.
Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna read just a couple more paragraphs of this because I'm actually really interested. So sorry if this is boring, y'all, but
it is interesting because I've never heard about this, about him before. So
right, because he's real low key. That's when you know they have power. When you don't hear something about people, they have a lot of power. But like, see a Diddy, for instance, he must be losing his power because I'm starting to hear so much more about him than ever before.
Yeah, his name is ringing all in these streets.
It's ringing. Says at Columbia, workers said that since the in-house investigation began 3 weeks ago, no expense vouchers have been paid. The accounting department is apparently going through a complete overhaul. One man now in San Francisco is working on preparations for a Columbia sales convention in mid-July, showed the check he received from the company for his freelance work. It was so fresh that it bore no printing. CBS Records was typewritten into the upper left-hand corner. Wow, they were in bad shape then behind this situation, is what it sounds like. They had to halt everything, even paying their people.
Wow.
Says also the convention worker said CBS at the moment had editors at work on the film of Columbia's recent A Week to Remember in Los Angeles, a showcase of the label's talent, emceed by Clive Davis. The deposed president, our source says, was being carefully edited out. Of course he was. So it's a lot here. I'm gonna probably do a separate thing on Diddy and him and like this whole thing because I've been really looking into this stuff. It's just real interesting to me, especially being that I technically am in the music business myself.
Yes. So I had a question.
Yeah.
How does was Diddy one of his artists later on in modern times, or how did he link up with Clyde Davis to learn so much stuff, shady business, as Jack said? She said he learned from the best, from Clyde. So was he one of the artists, or he just got an industry and met him?
Well, Diddy started out under Andre Harrell. I think he passed a couple months ago, actually.
Okay.
Uptown Records, right? I think he started as an intern, then he immediately just became like A&R, and he was managing. Yeah. He just like was doing the most, having people giving him head. Apparently, also like, and all kinds of stuff was going on. He met Kim there. Kim Porter was probably the assistant or something like that.
Okay, so my other question,
but he left at the point. I think he left Clive. I'm sorry, he left Andre because Clive gave him his own label. I think because under Andre he was. I think he did start Bad Boy, but I don't think he had like when Clive came into the picture. I think that's when he really like was able to bring in Mary J and all that stuff.
Okay.
Wait, let me see what Talk said. Clive Davis living in an apartment. What the F? That raccoon's supposed to have a house in the hills somewhere. Oh, that's in Manhattan, New York. That's equivalent to like a mansion in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
But let me see what else he's saying.
So is Clive Davis, he been around longer than Quincy Jones?
They probably been around. They probably came in around the same time. I would say yes, but they're both old. So they're both about the same time, I'm thinking, because Quincy was a musician, right?
Yeah, he's the bisexual one, right?
Aren't they all? I think Clive. I wouldn't put it past Clive either.
I was gonna say, are they buddies or did they? I don't know. I always had them mixed up. So, Well,
I mean, that music industry, it's a small, especially the old schoolers at this point. The way things are now is so much different. But those people stuck together. And they all know each other. It's a small little cesspool of a family.
Yeah, it's a small little community of them.
Yeah, but Jaguar is after Clive. She's been saying it in most of her recent Vents videos. And I'm hoping she stays safe, but I do also hope she uncovers what she's looking for and comes forth with the truth. And we want to know. So good luck. I wish her the best on that journey.
Me too. I pray for her that God keep her shielded and protected,
So she's also been on these YouTube streets. She's been, we saw her with Tasha K. Tasha K didn't come out on the good end of that. Lost a lot of subscribers. I'm hearing 40 to 60K. And she's been on these I would say smaller YouTubers like myself, like, people,
No,
there's a
not
couple of
smaller.
smaller YouTubers who have just joined YouTube actually, who are coming up in the ranks on the gossip, the celebrity gossip front. And
Yeah,
she popped up on one of their live. Who was that? Willie Vanilli, right? She popped up
yeah,
in his live.
yeah.
Um,
Billy Vanilli,
Sean,
Nosy Ho, and yeah, the Sean guy, and I forgot who else. Yeah.
Sean, and there's a goddess too. Her channel's called something Get It Into It with Goddess or something like that. And the reason I know this is because her name, they kept saying Goddess said did this and that. Of course, I see that. I'm like, what they talking about? Who?
Yeah.
So I found this person, and she's definitely nothing like this channel for sure.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. She's interesting. You said, like you said, Nosy Ho is one of them. And they are after Tasha K. I think they're sick of Tasha and her conniving things that she's being accused of, paying people to dox people,
Yeah.
embarrass people, people who, and I'm surprised she's even concerned about these people. They only have like 5,000 subscribers or less. So why are you concerned?
I believe it too, because when she verbally made that video in Devil's Hours time in middle of the night with a mascara running, saying that she was gonna find out family members' addresses and phone numbers. She was gonna put it in her Patreon, if I'm pronouncing it correct, and she was gonna find out phone numbers and everything else, and her finances, how she's making it and paying her bills, how she's able to get around. Well, obviously the woman ain't that broke. If she's traveling and driving, I'm pretty sure a vehicle ain't running off of her smile,
Right.
So, but that's none of her business. That's none of her business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you trying to find out people addresses and phone number and tell me, I'll put in my Patreon. You guys to pay $15 and get our whole spiel. I don't understand that. Like, that's how people get on the news,
Mm-hmm. We're not done seeing Tasha K and her antics. I'm sure there's going to be more from her, and I'm curious to see what happens with these other YouTubers though, because they're not playing. They don't have no fear in them, and that's why they're growing so fast, because they're not hiding their face.
They fighting back. They're standing up. That's right.
So we'll see what happens with that. I'll come back with more of that. Let's move on to Larsa.
Yes.
This, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Larsa Pippen. If you guys are like me at all, you know who she is because you keep up on celebrity gossip stuff. I'm all about that stuff. I don't talk about a lot of that here, but celebrity gossip channel. And I could also do a reaction channel for like some certain reality TV shows. But Larsa Pippen, let me pull her up so people can see.
She a little busy bee.
She is. I don't know if I have a solo picture of her. Well, she came in onto the scene. Well, she was married to Scottie Pippen from the Chicago Bulls, right?
Yeah.
Let me pull up the one picture. I think I have one of her, him, and someone else.
She remind me of a what's that industry? Little escort girl, Selena Powell. I think that's her name. Is that her? The one that sleep with all the celebrities?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's her behavior.
But the difference is she was married to Scottie Pippen for 20 plus years. She has four children with this man. They recently divorced. I'm thinking within the last 2 years. But so what we have here on the picture is Tristan Thompson, who is Khloe Kardashian's baby daddy, and then Larsa's in the middle, and then Jordan Woods, who is Kylie Jenner's ex-best friend, is on the right. And this picture is there because this is when the story came out about Jordan and Tristan supposedly hooking up and at a party, and they were outed. Larsa was one of the first ones to speak, I think, or the only who was in the Kardashian camp to speak out on it and say that basically dragging Jordan. I mean, the girl is only like 21 years old or 22.
Right.
And this woman
still
is
baby.
46. Larsa's 46 years old. Okay. She don't have no business talking about this girl the way she was talking about her. She's more like a mother figure. She should be more supportive.
Yeah.
But no, she wasn't at all. So Larsa, the one in the middle, who was married to Scottie Pippen, she came out on a podcast recently and stated some things. One of those things was that she and Tristan here, she says she's actually the one who introduced Tristan to the Kardashian family in the first place. She said 10 days or so before him and Khloe were on the scene together or dating or whatever you want to call it, she was with him, which says again what these Kardashians do. They seem to be always following that trend.
Yep.
I'll take your man.
Yeah, I'll take your man. She looked like Kim Kardashian there a little bit.
Well, that's the thing. They say she morphed into looking like the sisters because they all kind of started to look like Kim or tried to.
Wow.
And she didn't look, she had a more ethnic look to her also, as did Kim back in the day.
Yeah.
But so let's rewind. So some news had came out about a year or so ago about Larsa and Future dating. Now, everybody was scratching their heads because they're like, well, ain't that Scottie Pippen's wife? And don't they have 4 kids? And like, what's up with that? And then, of course, at that point, you start looking at her and her association with the Kardashians like, oh, that's right. She hangs out with them. So anything's possible with this.
Yeah.
So,
woo.
Yeah, this is them. This is what they did. They hung out. Like they were, they would go to the clubs and do their thing. And she was married. I think she was married a lot of the time. She was married when she was hanging out with Kim.
Okay.
She was on the show a lot. So she was rumored to had dated Future. That was a scandalous situation. Mm-hmm. Then I think she came out and said that she was separated from Scottie. So now she's coming out on this podcast saying she dated Tristan also before Khloe did. So we're like, well, what? And she's like, well, it wasn't a big deal. If someone stops seeing me, I'm good with it. I'm good by myself and all this bull. Yeah. But the thing is, too, on Tristan's side, that's scandalous for him because the word is that when he got with Khloe, he already had a pregnant girlfriend.
Yep.
Right? Jordan Craig. Beautiful girl, beautiful Black woman. Yeah. She is, I think, isn't she a Nico Hart's cousin who's Kevin Hart's wife?
Yeah, I believe so.
She's her cousin. So they were at the wedding, and that's supposedly where Khloe and Tristan met at Kevin Hart's wedding. So at the time Jordan was pregnant. She had a little boy. And you don't really see, online. We don't know what they're doing in real life, but we definitely don't see him a lot with his son. We did get the tea from the court papers that Jordan filed for, I think, child support, that he did indeed leave her for Khloe while she was pregnant, and he has not been an active father. Or present in the child's life. So, but we see him all up Khloe's butt on that TV show and whatnot. So I don't know if it's just maybe if Jordan had a TV show, he would see his son.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with him, it's already scandalous because you was messing around with Larsa before Khloe. So that means you was already cheating on Jordan.
Yes. And the assistant that was engaged to Lamar Odom. Mm-hmm.
The assistant.
The one that Lamar, she said that she slept with him 3 times. The one that said she's not gonna marry Lamar Odom. She left her kids and shit too.
His fiance. They said they got back together.
Oh Lord.
Since she announced that she called him a drug addict and everything else.
She probably was the main drug user and supplier, so she can't talk, you know.
Talk said she's sowing her wild oats after separating from Scotty, but I don't know that she was already doing that when she was with Scotty.
But you know what? That explains her behavior going off on the other Jordan. She was jealous there because that young, beautiful queen took her little spot because she's a little has-been, a little sugar mama.
She's 46. She need to be damn ashamed of herself.
Yeah,
she needs to not be. Why is she out here with these 20-something year olds? And she even admitted on the podcast, they asked her about her DMs. What your DMs looking like? She's like, yeah, they're kind of full. They're also young. They're also young though, you know, but I guess that's just what it is today, you know. She says she's good with the young guys in their 20s. That's what it sounded like to me. But that podcast, again, I ain't finished with that now. So she spoke on Tristan. Okay, cool. We know he a hoe. We not really that surprised. But then she goes on to say she blames Kanye because they kept needling her for why they unfollowed her on Twitter, which I felt was kind of weird. Like, why y'all keep asking her about this? But she kept saying more stuff and more stuff. So they clearly knew what they were doing. And Robert Millington, what's going on? How's that iPad working?
Hey, Robert.
He said he just woke up.
Oh,
Robert's in Jamaica. So yeah, we're talking about Larsa Pippen and the Kardashians. And so I wanted to I'm bringing this up because this is just interesting to me. So
her and Kanye.
Her and Kanye. Okay, so she's Kim's BFF. Kanye is Kim's husband. She says on this podcast that Kanye would call her at 4, 5, and 6 a.m. venting to her, and that she was his go-to for these calls, and that she would just support him and tell him she loved him and, you know, all this stuff and kind of, you know, send him on his way. But why is your BFF's husband calling you at 4, 5, 6 a.m.? Those are booty call times for people, especially who are in the studio and out at, you know, doing whatever he doing late at night, or maybe even coming back into town. But the thing is that maybe she had just separated from Scotty at this point. But at some point, this thing changed. And this is where she says she's confused. She said, maybe it was because I had to block him because I couldn't take those calls anymore. Now, why would you say you don't know why anybody's mad or whatever, but then you block this woman's husband? Something's wrong. That's a problem. Yeah. If you have to block your friend's husband, something ain't right.
Yep. And that's inappropriate behavior. He ain't had no business. They must have been messing around.
That's what I'm saying. Talk says she messy, she dry snitching on Kanye. She sure is. She's spilling it. And I saw just something on their reaction, which I think I can pull that up too. But so that right there. And then she says there's something else. They keep asking her, well, why do you think, you know, they just unfollowed you? They didn't say anything, nothing. There was no argument. Like, no, I don't know. I'm all about love. I'm not that energy. I'm not about that energy. I'm all about love and, you know, girl power. And you know what I mean? If you could see me, I'm pulling on my long braids on one shoulder. You know, like she says like a lot at 46. You know, like, I don't know. I have no idea what could have happened. I mean, I love everyone. I was there for all of them. And then she goes on to say, whatever Kanye's saying to them, they must be believing it. Even to the point where if I see Travis Scott, who is Kylie's baby daddy, as we know, well, if I see Travis Scott at a party, he then calls Kylie and says, she didn't say flirting. What did she say? I was hitting on him. And that wasn't true. That never happened. It never happened. I left with the people I came with. And I'm like, what does that have to do with you hitting on him? You
Exactly.
hit on him and you left, and without him because he wasn't falling for the 46-year-old. Like
Okay.
she needs to hang it up. She's old. Does she not realize she's
He didn't want
literally
that little cougar little stuff.
she's 20 plus years older than a lot of the people that she's spending most of her time with
She just
at
told
this
on
time.
herself. She just told on herself. She hit on that man and she know it.
She hit on him because why would he call Kylie and say, "Oh, he said it," because they were already talking about how much of a hoe she is.
She had to throw herself on him so scandalous that man had to go call his babe, come get me.
He was like, "Get her claws out of me." I'm gonna tell you, she ain't that nice. And then she goes on to say, and yeah, I'm doing this by memory because I'm gonna tell you, Kim knows. I was working for days on getting audio clips.
Yep.
And I just kept seeing different videos that were so good. Like God, my name went blank. What's her name? Lovely T.
Yeah.
She has like a really good video on this topic. And I was like, well, damn. I really can't, there's nothing else to say. But in saying that, that means I've listened to the audio. I was trying to get clips, so I was listening and listening and listening. Miss Della called her a cougar. She might be a barracuda. But so that's why I know all the stories, because I knew what parts of the stuff I wanted to play. But I'm just gonna say by memory. What else did she do? She went on to say that 2020 has been a year. It has been beating me up all year. I've been getting beat up by this year. Well, what I know from this year is that people are getting exposed for being snakes. People are really being shown true light on who they really are. So for you to say you're getting beat up, that means your true face was not being shown, and you are now being exposed, and you're exposing yourself actually.
Yep.
So you're saying all this stuff, and she looked bad. What? I didn't put a picture up from the podcast, but she looks like her face is falling apart.
Yeah, all that, what is it, collagen and Botox and stuff. They look like a freak show after a while. That shit catches up with you. And she's in pause, I'm sure.
I forgot where I heard this, but they were saying on that because of the pandemic and people weren't able initially, I guess people are managing now, but people weren't able to get to their doctors and their dermatologists to get their fillers and whatever the stuff is that they stay young with. And so they were looking like complete shit, excuse my language, when they were coming on they social media and stuff. But she looked bad. I don't even think she might not have been she's probably not a self-aware person at all. So she's not even aware that she looks like shit. Because she did look like she looked bad on that podcast. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you really came on here looking like this?
She was
she said she's doing bad. She said she said somebody broke into her home, stole all her stuff. She said they took all her stuff, all her purses, her jewelry. She said all her antique stuff from her father. And to me, what that sounded like was some get back.
Yep.
She was like, because then they started asking her about robberies in LA, like how here all celebrities seem like they get robbed in LA, which they do. That's a whole thing here. Follow home robberies. Celebrities are, they're targets. But she's not necessarily a celebrity. I mean, my thing with her is she probably let people over her house. Can't you imagine her inviting people to her spot after the club?
Yeah, trying to showboat and act like,
Yeah, hey guys, come to my place.
It's like it's gonna be the best night ever.
I don't have kids this weekend. Or maybe the kids are asleep. They don't care. They won't bother us.
She probably was
inviting these kids to her house.
She probably was licking on the little Kim Kims.
Yeah, I don't know what they be doing, child.
That's crazy.
That WAP video, you know that WAP video, Megan and what's her name?
Cardi
Yeah,
and
Cardi. That WAP video says it all. Talk said LA Hollywood Satan's pit. You know, a lot of these parties they have a lot of sex parties, a lot of these mansion parties out here. If y'all not from LA and you come and get invited to a mansion party, beware. Yes. Beware. But yeah, that video showed different rooms with these different, the girls were in the different rooms. Kylie coming through looking like a madam.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah. I forgot who they said should have been in that part, but it shouldn't have been her. I can't think of who they said it should have been, but yeah. But she's a hoe. No, I just wanted to bring her up to say, look, you don't know, you got to be careful with the people you surround yourself with and spend your time with. What I think, because she kept saying Kanye's behind it. First she didn't know. I don't know why they unfollow me. I don't know why they don't talk to me. I don't know why we don't hang out anymore. I don't get invited on trips. I'm not on any shows, blah, blah, blah. Wow. But at the same time, you're a few minutes later saying, well, Kanye put it in everyone's ear. I don't know why he thinks this of me. They have this perception. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. She kept saying, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm this and I'm that. Well, you are this and you're that. And they've been watching you. And that little stunt she did with Jordan, putting her out there in the press like that, they didn't like that. They don't like that. You got to keep that stuff undercover. Right. When you're running around with these people, because they will drop you like a hot pocket, baby, straight out the microwave.
Okay.
Barehanded. No.
She probably done slept with Kris Jenner man. Mm-hmm.
Kris Jenner. Oh, Corey.
Yeah, she sounds like she done made her rounds throughout the house.
I was like, what is he talking about? Okay, he's talking about you, what you said, Kim. He said she was licking on Kim. I wouldn't put it past none of them.
One of them parties go so well.
I have notes to make sure I have all my points made about her. I have Larsa Pippen, a mess. Groupie, question mark. 46 years old, 4 kids, parties all the time. Tristan, Future, Kanye. I want to bring up this thing too. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I still have it up. First of all, let's see, where is it at? Here it is. Okay. So I came across this article. I was looking for the podcast. I was trying to just grab a picture, but I came across this. How Kim Kardashian and her family reacted to Larsa Pippen's tell-all interview. After Larsa Pippen blamed Kanye West for coming between her and Kim Kardashian, sources exclusively told E! News how Kim and her entire family are reacting to her going behind their backs. The video is good, but I don't know if that's safe to play. But it says basically that they said they're trying to avoid her toxic energy after she blamed Kanye West for her falling out with her friend Kim. And that she spoke very freely and hinted that Kanye was part of the reason now that they have a different type of relationship. She couldn't even say straight up that they stopped messing with me. She had to reframe it, different type of relationship. It's called no relationship. And she has to understand too that Kim's life has changed. Kim has what, 4 kids now?
I lost count.
She's actually spends time with, for what I can tell, little time she probably has, because she's studying to be a lawyer. She's still got all her brands. They're filming that dang show. I think it's over next year, the last one, finally.
I wouldn't have her as my attorney.
Well, she's getting people out of jail. I think her focus is prison reform and helping people, who have gotten raw deals, which I'm not mad at that, honestly. If that's
Yeah.
what she wants to do, that's cool. It says another source says at this point, Kim doesn't have any type of relationship with her. They all think Larsa is toxic energy, even though Kim has a soft spot for Larsa because they've been through a lot together. They was hoeing them whole days. She's probably praying Larsa don't say nothing about some of the stuff they did.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. They say she's trying to stay relevant. Kim doesn't appreciate the accusations regarding Kanye. The family is very protective over one another and all feel like she's violated their privacy by dishing out details to the public. However, there may be some merit to Larsa's claims that Kanye wasn't her biggest fan. We're told Kanye always had issues with Larsa ever since he married Kim because he knew her reputation.
Right.
He never trusted her. And he was messing with her. He was doing something. He might have, whatever he was doing, maybe was all he needed, that proof to know that she would just do whatever.
Yep. That sounds about right. He probably was wearing her panties. I don't know. Ain't no telling what the heck happened. Ain't no telling. Something went wrong at one of them little gatherings. That's all. Somebody got a little bit more attention than the other one. And then they start backdooring stuff.
Yeah, she's definitely jealous.
Yeah.
You saw that video I sent you, that YouTuber, that lady talked about the envy versus jealousy. Yep. I think Tom said in the comments that jealousy is jealousy is a mug. It says that when the claims that she knew Tristan before any of them, and she basically insinuated she introduced Tristan to all of them. Next thing she knew, Chloe's out with him. Chloe's with him. Chloe got her claws into him. Once she get her claws into somebody, she don't let go. She do not let go.
She like, if it wasn't for me, how they gonna do me like this?
Okay. Then had the nerve to drag Jordan Woods, and she didn't have nothing to do with that. She's like, ever since the Jordan Woods thing, they believe anybody now. They believe anybody would do things behind their back. I'm like, what? Wow. But it says Chloe does not believe Larsa was dating Tristan before her. So that means he lied and said he didn't do it. Larsa knew Tristan, but they were never dating. So she got that from him because she asked him, and he was like, hell no. I'm just trying to read the rest of this, make sure this is some stuff. Yeah, this is just interesting to me because I'll be following this mess.
She's always trying to get ahead of the story, but it's because of the falling out and stuff. So
yeah,
like, go sit your old ass down somewhere.
SpongeBob called her hot pocket Pippen. Miss Della said Kanye's unstable. Yeah, we have to agree with that. I think that video that I was going to play, it says something like, she's focusing on getting Kanye healthy again. Like she's going to be over him getting healthy. She's the reason he's probably unhealthy.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that's pretty much that. I think I wanted to also talk a little about COVID because the numbers, they keep saying the numbers are surging, the cases are rising. I know we've hit 2 million deaths or cases. Is it deaths or cases?
I'm not sure. I know out here in Vegas, they claiming like 2 weeks we're supposed to shut down again.
Yeah, I think they're going to be doing another shutdown for sure.
Yep. Wow.
So this just covers the whole screen, huh? So yeah, they cases have gone up since January is nothing but up.
Yeah.
And I was actually gonna do a video the other night. I just didn't feel like it. But let me pull up this story just to give an idea of why I think the cases are up. See if I still have it up, I think. Oh, I think I shut it down. Let me go here. Daily Mail. They be having all the COVID stuff and Trump stuff.
The dick stain.
Somebody called him a bitter crayon. I thought that was COVID hit Elon Musk misses launch of SpaceX first commercial rocket taking astronauts to the International Space Station. What? He missed it? Oh, because he had COVID. What? You know, he owns the SpaceX. I believe he owns it, if I'm not mistaken. And he couldn't even be there for this? Wow. Okay. Let's see. Dr. Fauci says it would be better if health officials could start working with Biden's transition team. Yeah, Trump ain't having that. He's blocking all of Biden's efforts to get a head start, because I think at this time they're supposed to be able to start vetting their their staff and stuff, like getting their people in place. Michigan to close high schools, colleges, and bars for 3 weeks as COVID spikes. Wow. That's your hometown, ain't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
That's crazy. I didn't know that either.
No, that's my first time hearing it. But I haven't really been keeping up with like a lot of the real news because it's so depressing. But I know I have to stay abreast. So
U.S. tops 11 million cases of COVID with 1 million new infections in a week as death toll approaches 250,000. And Biden's scientific advisors prepare to meet vaccine manufacturers. See, that vaccine thing, I'm still not sold on that.
Me either. I'm
looking for an article, and it's probably buried now, but there was an article here about a couple. Well, there was a few things in New York. So it was about New York bringing new restrictions to the table because of COVID cases surging. And it gave 3 different events that took place that they're blaming and as reasons. One of them was a wedding. And I actually have a picture of the couple. Let me stop that screen. So these people, and I don't remember where they lived. Oh, New York, obviously. But so they had a wedding. It was like 113 people, I think, at the wedding. And this wedding caused them to have to shut down schools. Some businesses even had to close. I think her husband, the groom, is a chef at a restaurant. So they had to close that restaurant. A lot of quarantining because of this event. And there were other events. There was a house party, and that had caused also more quarantines and shutdowns. I think there were school age kids. And there was another gathering. But the point is that people aren't taking this thing seriously.
Nope.
Still going to events, like not wearing masks.
Yeah.
And like just acting like here they are here.
Oh, now they want to have a mask on.
They have their mask on here. But
it defeats the purpose. Everybody, getting together and, just kicking the willy bobos.
And if this guy had have just handled things properly in the first place, because there was a plan in place.
Yep.
I know the Obama administration definitely has something in place, which they left for the next president, which this person obviously didn't care enough.
No.
I don't know what his deal was. I don't understand why people actually fight against the masks and stuff. I mean, I get it because they're like, oh, my freedom. Like, you don't know nothing about not having no freedom. Like,
Right.
sit down. Like, we're talking about our lives.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Tox's message here. Martial law, mark of the beast, injections, concentration camps, they're gearing up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the talk. That is the talk. I mean, I'm not confirming anything. I do know there's a lot of things. What you see at its face is not ever what it really is. I just always encourage people to do your own research. Ms. Della said Halloween parties contributed to additional cases. Yeah, I can see that. Halloween parties and also the campaign stuff. The people coming to the campaign speeches and even the celebrations for Biden, that's going to probably show up in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And and then the protests, they're still protesting everywhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people just can't not be around people. They just can't do it. I can do it. I'm good. But yeah, New York, and as we saw, Michigan, and some other states. And I feel like, I don't know, California, my governor seems, he doesn't like, we're real easy going over here. They don't like doing stuff like that. But I mean, he did it, and he did it the first time. So I wouldn't doubt if he would do it again. I hope he does, honestly. I think it has to be done. I mean, not permanently. And I know it sounds crazy for me to say that because I don't like the idea of it. But if that is what it takes to get these numbers down, because I do feel like it's out of control. And I'm out here really just doing my regular grocery shopping. I barely, I don't go out if I don't have to. But I see people just out here. There were some street races today. I was hearing, I'm like, what is going on? I think they're just taking advantage of the streets being empty because there's not a lot of people on the street.
Out here, go street racing. Yep. Because
it was
something bad, if I'm not mistaken. Not far from where I live, too. So,
SpongeBob said 45 will go down in history as one of the worst presidents ever. He didn't do anything about COVID. Exactly. It was kind of like he was like, yeah, let's just let it run. Yeah. There's a lot of people need to go anyway. So
yeah,
there's a whole, theory or conspiracy, if you want to call it that, about depopulation and, them wanting to keep the numbers down.
Yeah. So, I learned that in high school.
Yeah. Oh, did you? Miss Della said COVID rallies.
Yep. My history teacher told us about that. It was like, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but it really, that's really what's going on and what it is.
Wow.
Yep. He was like, overpopulation, what do you gotta do is like sacrifice. So
right.
Come out with all these viruses and outbreaks and all this mess, gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's sad though. It's terrible.
Well, I'm just happy that his reign is over, and he should have never been there in the first place.
Yep.
And I'm just, I'm excited for the new era. There's a new energy. And, I'm not saying these people are going to cure everything, but I just feel like there is hope, and we have, as long as you have faith and there's hope, you have your mind, you have your, we still have freedom of our thoughts and our imagination. That reminds me, Shot of Love, 10:40 a.m. live.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to do it. You should try to join. It's pretty cool. It's only between 5 and 10 minutes, so you gotta catch it. But it's setting up now. Like you can go schedule, set your reminder. I always tell people just set your alarm. Yeah. 10:40 a.m. Other than that, that's all I got today. That's all we got. You all right, Kim? Oh.
Yeah, I had my phone.
And I saw your ceiling. I'm like, did she fall?
Yeah, my phone I had to put it on the charger, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we wrapping this up. We in an hour and 20 minutes. Can you believe that?
It always go by so fast.
I know. Della said we have a world division because of Trump, and that is true. I think, and then I think he gave confidence to a group of people who used to hide in the shadows, you know.
Yeah.
So now they feeling real good about themselves. They see that, you know, there's others of them in other parts of the country, and I think they said they had about 100,000 show up for that Million MAGA march this past weekend. So they were like 900,000 short of their goal. But that's a lot of people, 100,000 to be going along and not even going along and supporting him, but to the point where they're going to actually show up to an event like that for him during a pandemic.
Yeah.
So
that's too many.
Again, here we go with the numbers going up. After this, we're going to see what happens within the next, I would say, next couple weeks to a month for sure. We're going to see some stuff.
That was like a suicide mission. I'm gonna go up here and get sick so I can.
Exactly. And so I know we are in Scorpio season, but I think we're coming out. I don't. Does anybody know? I'm trying to see real quick the dates of Sagittarius. That's the next November 22nd. Okay, so Sagittarius season starts November 22nd through to December 21st. And I will talk about that then because it's too early now, but it's still Scorpio season. Shout out to all my Scorpios out there. Happy birthday to y'all. And yeah, join us on A Shot of Love in the morning.
Yes, in the morning.
And yeah, SpongeBob's like 100,000 Proud Boy racist. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Miss Della said, yep, racism on the front end.
Yep.
Said, I have a deep-rooted spiritual gut feeling about the future of hip-hop. Really? That's interesting. I would love to hear more. Oh, let's see. He said they're going to ban hip-hop because of the massive killings. No more live performances because of venue promoters will be afraid of live show killings if this keeps up. Well, I know there was another death today, I think. Another rapper yet, and that's like the 5th within like a week.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he died on stage. I didn't really look into that, but that's an interesting topic actually. The state of hip hop and where is it going and what's up with all these deaths?
I know it's scary. It's frightening.
It is. That's why most of you or some of you know my son does music. He's an artist. I'm very happy with just me being his biggest fan and him doing performances in my living room because it's not worth it.
No, it's not.
You know, so, but I guess we're going to leave it here, y'all, unless you have anything in closing, Kim, or if anyone has anything else to say in the chat.
I love you guys and appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Me and Goddess Don, you know, I love you all. And we got to stay safe, stay protected, and, you know, love and peace to everybody, you know.
Yes. So again, for if you're in the replay, in the bushes, Shot of Love, 10:40 a.m. We'll be there. Kim is usually there in the chat, holding me down, getting those blessings. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. This was, like I said, an impromptu and not a lot of promoting, but I appreciate y'all coming through, hanging out with us for this hour and 23 minutes and 4 seconds. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. We'll come back in the middle of the week. And Talk said we should do a live podcast. Yeah, we could talk. We'd definitely do a live on that. I'm definitely down.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
It would be interesting. Why don't you shoot me an email so we can I think you have my number, I believe. Text me if so, and we can get that. Let's do that. But all right, so well, you guys stay safe. Love y'all very much, and until next time, peace.